role of your life.
All right.
Okay. So. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
How about that Panty and Stocking Season 2 trailer?
Definitely do not care about that.
Wait, you're not a Panty and Stocking stan?
Nope.
Bro, you got it. So good.
What do you mean by that?
The animation, the story, the plot, and the plot.
Wouldn't it be I got it so bad? Like,
Alright, Panty and Stocking is a heartwarming story. Very wholesome.
it's warming something.
No, I actually don't want to talk about that. Me and my wife are probably going to get in an argument when it comes out. Because she's going to want to watch the dub. And Panty and Stocking is one of the few things where I do a lot better with the subbed. Because it's so vulgar that I kind of need that extra layer of separation. In the end, she will win. But, like, not with a little bit of suffering on my part first.
I found Reshiram. You want 5 Dynamax ores so I can give you Reshiram's hiding spot? No thanks.
Whoa, Reshiram. Does anybody use Reshiram? Question of the day. Do you like Reshiram?
I love Reshiram. Reshiram's my wife. Remember that classic?
No.
Really? You remember the dude on YouTube who was like making like songs about how much he wants to marry Reshiram and stuff like that?
No, I must have missed that.
So every time I've referenced this in the past, you've just thought I was like a freak or something. Because I've referenced it a lot, for sure, like while we've been streaming together.
To be honest, I don't know if I ever remember you specifically referencing that. To be fair, though, that's just such like a thing that I would expect somebody to say that I was probably just like, yeah, man. Me too.
Like, yeah, he's being weird. No big deal.
But, like, it's in character, so...
It's literally referencing the freak, bro. Did you put us on anything? Do you have any
idea how little that narrows it down? What's that?
Did you put us on anything? Because I did anything.
Yeah, I did random.
Heatran incoming.
No. This is Blacephalon all the way. And our first option is 2 grass.
Great. And then we get some steel types later.
Yeah. Do we want to go for the ground type or the double waters?
Left,
okay.
Yeah, left seems good to me. Plus, Blossom got a nice shiny, you know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so I got a couple of topics today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know which one we want to spend the most time on, but I have become current on Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
And I've got, I had a lot of feelings about that. A lot of takes, a lot of thoughts.
I mean, you are one, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I got a new monitor. I integrated a VGA monitor into my setup, which has had some interesting points and difficulties. like like an old VGA CRT monitor. So there's some fun stuff to talk about with that. And I've also started reading FMA, and have some thoughts about that as well. The classic. How about you? Any specific topics you want to rattle around with me today?
I do have a few. But it'd be more fun if we just get into it as we get into it.
That's true. You try to find a segue as you try to save me from the Chainsaw Man fan base.
The rabid Chainsaw Man fans.
Are Chainsaw Man fans like super defensive over Denji? Like, is that a thing?
What do you mean?
Like, if somebody like comes up saying like, "Man, I hate Denji, he sucks," do like Chainsaw Mans get like rabidly defensive over him?
It depends what you mean when you say he sucks. If you mean I don't like him as like a person, maybe. If you mean I don't think he's a well-written character, then I would have to disagree with you there.
Oh no, I mean obviously he's well written. I don't think there's any characters in it that aren't. That's my biggest problem with it. Alright, so let me give you a little bit of my background on Chainsaw Man, okay? Kind of set the stage for my
I will say, just before we go, I have not read Part 2 of Chainsaw Man, so I don't know anything about that. I just know Part 1.
You have not read Part 2? Oh my god.
No, I really don't care. My opinion is Chainsaw Man's just okay. It's like good, but I don't really care that much.
Brother.
I liked Part 1 enough. And then everyone's like, Part 2's coming out. And I was like, okay, I don't care.
See, I thought you were like a Chainsaw head.
No, dude. I just think... I think it's well written from an aspect of Chainsaw Man is very focused on its characters that it wants to tell the stories of, essentially. And I think it does a really good job at that.
Okay.
At the expense of like its own world and like everything else, basically.
All right. Interesting. Yeah. So my kind of background for this, and I have less to talk about than I thought I did. But also the frickin' Starmie swapped out for the Blossom. I hate it.
A helping hand me while I'm hypnosising. So.
But yeah, so I already had a lot of spoilers going in. Basically, not like a full plot breakdown, but based on like the couple of videos I had watched, they referenced several of the major spoilers. Like Makima's, also full spoilers for Part 1, minor spoilers for Part 2, depending on whether or not Paul cares.
I don't.
Or not. Well,
I truly do not.
okay, because Part 2 is incredibly good.
So I've heard.
But anyway, so my background is that I had like a good amount of spoilers for Part 1. Like I knew Makima's real identity. I knew I knew the basics of what happens to Aki in Power, but not the full context. And I knew, of course, that the show, or well, I'm never gonna watch it except maybe the Reese movie, but and that it would be miserable.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Part 1 of Chainsaw Man was really good. I had a really good time the whole time. Thankfully, since I'm reading the manga version, the gore was never too bad. Like, it was never something that I couldn't just, like, flip past real quick. Did not make me cry ever, but I did tear up several times. I find the way that they use the devil supremely interesting.
Yeah, agreed.
Probably my favorite part, and this is just something I tend to like a lot, is as like a story goes on and you realize, do you want this or?
Yeah, one second.
Okay. One of my favorite things is when like a story has like a built-in classification system.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you go on, it turns out, oh, that's like more or less just kind of bunk. It's all the same thing. The classification system's kind of arbitrary and wrong just because it's a government doing it. I really like that aspect of the Devils and like the Fiends and how like the differences between them is a lot less obvious than it lets on at first.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think it's supremely well written. The art isn't always fantastic, but when it is, it really is.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, it's really good.
Chainsaw Man is what we're talking about, Noah.
Oh, we should probably try to collaborate so we can share chats. If it wants to work today.
If it wants to work. If it feels like work. I got work on the morning.
Not.
Accept the collaboration.
Alright, so now we can close this out. And then...
Is it working? Because you aren't in the... You are not in the collab. Did you close the... Okay, no, there.
Okay.
Hey man, how's it going?
Right, now
hey, how's it going?
No. Mute audio. Okay. Shared chat is on. Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Should be good now.
Boom. Thanks for taking so long to select the fucking move.
Wow, who did that? Don't know.
Me when I selected mine 1 second before you.
Okay, so where was I at? Talking about Chainsaw Man. Really good. I think the emotional impact of a lot of it was a little bit dampered by the fact that I already knew it was going to happen.
Let's see that.
It says you just canceled.
Huh?
Yeah, it says Paggigalo canceled their chance to join. Oh, wait, no, but it still says shared chat at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we're good. Maybe we're good.
The classic. Glitchy as fuck Twitch thing.
The Vlasic. Oh, we've even got the Vlasic on screen right now.
True. Bro's like, oh, I'm on red health, time to set up.
And it worked. That did nothing. So the emotional impact of a lot of moments, I think, was a little bit hampered by the fact that I knew what would happen. That being said, though, Aki's ending, so to speak, among the most beautiful things I've ever read. So tragic. Kobeni is one of the funniest characters.
Do you know what she was called online for a while?
What was she called online?
We're calling her the the blowjob demon.
I hate that. I hate that. My favorite thing about her is the little tidbit that, honestly, our NPCs suck so bad I might just have to let him have it.
True.
But, my favorite tidbit is that, I don't know how true this is for sure, but I read that in an interview, Fujimoto was talking about whether, like asking his editor whether Kobeni or Angel should go in a certain part. And then he did the exact opposite of what the editor said they'd prefer. Anyway, the Chainsaw Man talk is gonna did a little skewed from here because pretty much the extent of what I had to say about part 1.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't like part 2, really? That was where you fell off.
So there is a distinction to be made here between part 2 is even better written than part 1 in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just gets better and better in terms of like the quality of the writing and the emotional impacts and whatnot. I hate part 2 with a burning passion because of what it did to me.
Really? Okay.
So, for context, I forget if I mentioned this to you as I was going through it or not, but Chainsaw Man in part 2 made me so viscerally upset that it made me sick to my stomach.
Alright.
Like, it's that kind of like something happens and it's that kind of like uncomfortable tragedy that like goes beyond just like, oh, this is sad. It's like, this is so wrong that I'm mad now.
Okay.
And that's because the character who was my favorite character at the time had something happen to them. And I was not okay with it. And it does kind of go into a talk of part of the reason that it hits so hard is that I generally try to avoid stuff like that. Like, that's the reason I avoid like a lot of like schlocky horror or even like what's the word, like more like intense
Slasher.
horror movies and medians. Not even that, like slasher or even like the, you know, like just the stuff that aims to like make you viscerally uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like make your life worse. I personally tend to avoid that kind of stuff because I don't like that like sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach that you get for ages.
I understand that, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, in order to not even grow as a person, but like, I don't know, like there are some times where I feel like I need to be uncomfortable with something in order to like enrich my life. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's not like I'm not against ever experiencing it, you know? It's just, I generally tend to avoid the kind of experiences that would do that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. So you're never reading Oyasumi Punpun is what you're telling me.
You know, if I ever want to ruin my life for a week, maybe. But yeah, Chainsaw Man Season 2 really did it. Really did it to me. I mean, like, I know there's some other anime that I know I would like that would probably do similar things to me. Or anime/manga, because, like, based on my understanding, both Made in Abyss and Berserk would probably have similar.
Made in Abyss is. It's one of those things where like I can't fucking recommend it because it's just so fucking uncomfortable in some aspects. And it's not even there is an intentional uncomfortability, but there's also unintentional uncomfortability because they're all children. You know, like
Yeah.
It's like and it's just it's like it's so well written, but it's like I could never recommend it to somebody unless somebody's like real deep in the fucking like real deep in the anime sphere. Like if somebody who's like relatively new, they're like, "Oh, I've watched One Punch Man, I've watched like some other popular shit. Like, what else should I watch?" Like, there's no shot you could ever recommend Made in Abyss to like anyone unless they're like deep in the shit. And then Berserk is just like, it goes to a few places. It's like Berserk is. I'll say, in my opinion, Berserk is the farthest the medium has ever gone to being a greater than, at least the Golden Age arc of Berserk is that good. But it's also mired a bit by the author himself, like admitting like he went too far in a few places, like after the fact, and being like, yeah, I feel like I could have like pulled back a bit and that kind of thing. So it's like, it's not perfect. Nothing is in the world, but it's like I definitely would recommend both those series if you're in a very healthy mind space and you can appreciate and you know what you're getting yourself into.
Nah, man. We don't in there when we're already in a bad space, and we're going deeper.
I mean, Berserk Golden Age arc is literally like it's mwah. Like it is. To be fair, I haven't read Vagabond yet, which I hear is also like stretching the art form of manga out. That's on the list, but that's also another one of the 4 like never to finish seinen horsemen. Berserk, Vagabond, Vinland Saga, and Kingdom, which are all really good. They all are probably like at least the 3 of those that I've read. Everyone but Vagabond, I'd probably put those 3 all in my top 10. So they're all very good, but you have to be in a good headspace to read some of them.
Yeah.
At least
I haven't been
Vinland Saga and Kingdom, I think are easier reads. Is what I'll say. Especially because Kingdom isn't even like that hard. It's just like it kind of goes into the battles with the era and that kind of thing, and it's less gratuitous. While Vinland Saga is a little more like obviously, like animosity towards the state of the world. But I digress.
Yeah. I'll I'll get around to Vinland Saga eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I mean,
and I'm sure Berserk I will read one of these days.
You would love Vinland Saga. I think you could appreciate Berserk. I don't know if you'd like Berserk, to be honest. I don't know. You definitely like the Golden Age arc because that's like a separate story than the rest of the thing. But I don't know if you'd like what comes after. I don't know.
I do know that at the very least I watched like 1/3 of the Golden Age arc, or like 1/4 of it. What they adapted into that like one 3D movie a while back. I watched that and that was really good.
Yeah, it was like a trilogy and they did the whole Golden Age. So you probably watched the first one.
Yeah, so I watched that and it was good. And I plan to get into it at some point.
And we'll probably too, yeah.
Will I regret it? Probably. Will it be worth it? Probably.
You know, I think even like I said as a joke earlier, but like Oyasumi Pun Pun. If you can ever find your way around to that, it's a good one as well.
Yeah. Let's go water type.
And obviously Kingdom as
Chainsaw
well,
Man,
is really good. But I don't know if you'd like Kingdom as much. It's very military focused and like strategy focused.
I mean, like, if it's good, I'd probably like it.
Oh,
so.
it's very good.
Put it on the docket.
The Coalition arc is moi. It's one of the best written arcs in manga, in my opinion.
Anyway, I do think that you should read Chainsaw Man.
I have.
Part 2.
You know what? You should. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on on Fire Force. No, that's what it's called. It's
Fire Punch? No,
Fire
not
Punch.
even that.
Fire Punch is pure detritus, bro. I cannot. I like Chainsaw Man for its strengths. It's like very strongly written characters. Even though I admitted, like, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it sacrifices the rest of the story to focus on its characters, which I do think characters are my favorite thing in like a story, so I don't mind that being the focus. But I also like the world itself, and Fire Punch. So like Chainsaw Man is its strongest aspect is focusing on the characters and focusing on the themes that it wants to explore with each of those characters. You know what I mean? Like Denji, it's very clear what they wanted to tell with Denji as he went through that kind of like whole situation in the first part. It's very clear the story they wanted to tell with him. Fire Punch is like, what if you had like 70 different ideas and you tried to fit them all into this one manga setting? And like you couldn't find the space to just do one. I don't know, it's just Fire Punch is a fucking mess.
I'm not planning to read that. No.
It's the thing that made me laugh is because everyone was recommending Chainsaw Man, and I knew it was by the same author as Fire Punch, and I was like, dude, Fire Punch is so ass. And one of my friends who had read Fire Punch before was like, it's a lot better than Fire Punch. I was like, okay, so I go to read the first page, and it said, on the first page of Chainsaw Man, it says, in big bold letters, from the genius behind Fire Punch, and I said, I'm about to fucking put this down. Like, I just think of that, from the genius behind Fire Punch. I'm like, yeah, okay, man. Sure. Anyway.
I feel so bad for Denji.
Is part 2 finished? I don't even know.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I'll probably read it once it finishes then. It's like JoJo right now. Like I'm fine not being in the cultural consciousness for it. I'll read it when it's finished.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think the Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, considering it's a ground type.
Which way are we going? Item?
Yeah. I know, you really wanted the green. Sorry.
I do love green. I mean, I already have a shiny one, so it's fine.
Just because you have a shiny one doesn't, like, negate your love for it, you know?
Do love reading. Squovit's so good.
Those items are ass, bro. Items are pure detritus.
You know what's bad when I pick a Shell Bell?
It's bad when I pick a fucking weakness policy.
Bro. Oh, man, I can't even... Oh, my attacks are all spread too, so I can't even self-target you. do, 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 do.
I did get a call during my stream about assuming a job person because I left a voice thing.
Oh, heck yeah.
But I was saying this last stream as well. Like, this stream I've gotten like I'll literally go days without streaming and nobody will like talk to me or contact me besides like, hey, you coming to dinner tonight? Like that kind of thing from my parents. Last time and this time I streamed, both times just like mass fucking text messages and calls, and all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck? Why is it during the stream? It's like that old adage where people always complained they'd go to masturbate, of course. And right as they go to masturbate, their whole family comes out and starts making loud noises in the living room. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Trying to help.
What? Huh? And then he takes a big gulp.
They're trying to help you stop, because it's a sin. Because it's a sin.
What were you sipping there?
Zaxby's.
I don't think that's a drink.
Dr. Pepper. Sipping a Dr. Pepper in this house? Yes, that is a common occurrence.
Steins Gate looking ass. You ever read Steins Gate or watched Steins Gate?
No, I watched Chaos Head.
I mean, it's adjacent. I mean, literally the same series. Yeah. You should definitely.
I watched.
Steins Gate, I think, is re-releasing the visual novel this year, so I think you should pick that up. It's my recommendation because it's fucking good.
Maybe.
Wonder how different the VN is. The VN is actually really good. It's like surprisingly good. You'd think a 2-decade-old visual novel would be dated by now, but it actually feels like it's better than modern day visual novels. That's how good Steins Gate is. Fuck it. We play roulette. Oh shit. The busted Gigantamax mod?
What?
You should play Clan Ad. I don't know about that one. Groudon.
Groudon? Oh yeah, so my Chainsaw Man discussion got derailed.
A little bit.
I didn't realize you weren't a Chainsaw head.
Sorry.
Because all I really knew about Chainsaw Man was the fact that you had recommended it to me.
Yeah, I think you would have liked it when I recommended it to you. I thought that you would like at least some aspects of it, but I think when I recommended it to you, I said you also might hate it. So.
And it turns out it was both. It was both.
It's very well written and held together. All I'm saying is the editor did his job in this one, not so much in Fire Punch. Do you see fucking... this is funny, if you haven't heard this yet, especially. The editor behind Jujutsu Kaisen. After Jujutsu Kaisen finished, you want to know where he went?
Where?
One Piece. So the editor for One Piece right now is the Jujutsu Kaisen editor. So people were laughing about that online.
Me. Godspeed. Have you gotten any spoilers for One Piece?
I know Scoper Gaben is up to his funny tricks, fucking a giant or something.
Yeah.
And beating Luffy's ass or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, we don't know how that fight goes yet. It's just happening next week, I think.
I saw people online being like, "There's no way Luffy can fight Kaido and then lose to Scoper Gaban. He's washed if he loses." Because there can be no tension in a story anymore.
Yeah. People are. Make your decisions after you've watched it, please. I'm begging you. But I was mostly talking about the long-standing question that got an answer this week, or a couple weeks ago, concerning a certain red-haired pirate that I
it was well done. Yeah.
hate.
I did see.
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck was his name? It was Shamrock. Dude, I'm fucking stupid.
I forget it.
How could you forget Shamrock? I also saw the design for the person that the Holy Knight that was with him was just like she had no pants. People were like, "Come on, man."
I was just impressed at how nothing of a reveal it ended up being. I don't save the reveal for like when something is interesting happening, so it can be like a real moment. No,
yeah,
just
have it when they're meandering around trying to like do something with like Loki, isn't it, or whatever? Like, fucking who cares? Luffy will lose and Usopp will come in and clean up. I feel really bad for the people that love Usopp and expect him to do anything in Elbaf. Sorry.
Thank you. Your sympathy does wonders for me.
I expect nothing from One Piece anymore after the fact that the past few arcs, perfect setup ever since Whole Cake, we just haven't gotten anything for the Straw Hats. Just very peculiar.
No, I think that's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, and just like Egghead was Frankie's arc too. Clueless. I still laugh at the panel because people bring it up. They're like, why can't the Straw Hats ever like be? Let's see there. Oh.
Bro, we live in.
Why can't the Straw Hats ever like be in the story in the modern day? And they always show that panel of when they were like going under the ocean in the bubble. And Luffy was like, "Wow, what have you guys been up to?" And Zoro was like, "Well, let me tell you." And then it cuts away to like a completely different conversation because he just didn't want to like talk about it. He didn't want the Straw Hats to like talk to each other.
Oh, if we get really lucky, we might pull through this.
He did just use Scary Face as his first move. I mean, Whelmer is our...
And now he doesn't target.
Whelmer is our DPS, so... Depends if Whelmer actually uses his move. Bro. Oh. Nope.
Double miss. Nope. And that's the game, folks. Also, why did I use... Oh, man, if I had used D-Lane, we would have
I was like, you did use Dive.
I had kind of already given up, and I'd forgotten that Whalemore was actually doing good damage. That's my bad. Well, yeah, One Piece is something right now.
I did. So the girl that has no pants, her ability uses like her clothes, right? That's what I was just seeing from like the pictures that people were taking. Like her like clothes are like winding off or whatever because she has like a long sleeve shirt.
I don't remember if they actually used her clothes or not. I don't remember.
Well, the scans I saw had her like sleeves like coming unwound or whatever, like with like arrows or whatever. And so I was like, oh, her thing uses her clothes. But the peculiar thing to me is like, if that's true, why would she use her pants first? Because that's what I was thinking. Maybe someone who read it had the answers, but apparently not.
Oh yeah, I guess it does come off of her big old boots.
I was saying that that's what it looked like, at least from the image that I saw. I was like, oh, that's why she doesn't have any pants, is because her power uses her clothes. But why would she take off her pants first when she has a super long sleeve shirt? That was my second thought. Was my first thought was, oh, okay, so I understand why she doesn't have pants now. And then my second thought was, why did she use her pants first?
It's cold.
So you use your pants first? Like what?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about going week to week on a good manga. So Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Do you remember anything that I told you about back when I was
3 minutes in the video if you're watching?
What are you talking about? Toilet Bound Hanako-kun is so good. See, which way do you want to go? Left or right? I picked right, so we can go for an item. Well. Okay.
I just wanted to see what you'd pick. It was a test.
So, I know you don't read it and probably won't read it, but for now, do you remember the last time I talked to you about Toilet Bound Hanako-kun? This probably would have been like a year or so ago at least.
0% chance.
Okay.
I can tell you how it went, though. I went, oh, this is another Sleeping Princess shit they're recommending me. And you went, no, dude, no. You probably went, Sleeping Princess is good. And also, this is.
Sleeping Princess is good. And this is as well. So the thing about Hanako-kun is that I read it.
Yeah.
And, got current on it right as something terrible happened to like my to like two of my favorite characters. And then like the resolution to that, like what happens after, like when we find out like what actually happens, had another arc in between it. And halfway through that, I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna wait a while, I'm gonna come back. I can't do this. And so I got the Square Enix manga subscription service, the Manga Up app. Okay. It used to be that you had to pay per chapter for everything on that.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I remember
that. Per chapter. But they added a subscription model now that's not too bad, so I did that. Which meant that I could reread Hanako-kun and get caught up on it. Literally, I was 2 chapters away from the resolution. Or, well, not the resolution, but, like, from whenever we finally got back into dealing with those 2 characters and what happens with them, I was literally, like, 2 chapters away when I stopped.
Owned.
So, like, you know that meme of, like, the, you know, like...
Yeah, the mining for diamonds, and on the other side's a fucking bag of trash. All the bags of trash.
99%.
The caption says, I'm quitting playing League of Legends, and the other side's like just piles of trash.
No, not that one.
It's it's the same one. They just replace it with a pile of trash instead of diamonds on the other side.
I'm keeping my baby. I forgot what type are we fighting again?
We're fighting flying. So we wanted to keep the electric
Flying,
type.
yeah.
This fucking idiot swapped it out for a Zoom or fucking Meryl, whatever the fuck its stupid version's called.
So should we go for 2 item rolls?
Sure.
Or the electric? Okay.
I mean,
oh, Jinx is
Jinx
an
is,
ice type too.
yeah, Jinx is good anyway. Ice type.
Life orb, life orb, life orb.
Oh, I did get a life orb. Thanks for. If I knew what else we had, I would take this EV light, but I don't remember what else is on the path.
There is a Whalmer, but I don't know if you would want to trade out your Emolga for a Whalmer.
True. Whole cake may be almost like Sanji for a second. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Whole Cake is it made Sanji back to his character what it originally was a little bit. It stopped making him a weirdo pervert for no reason.
Yeah, it's like for a moment we were back to or honestly no, I would argue from like from right before Sanji exits Dressrosa all the way to Whole Cake. It's almost like we had pre-Thriller Bark Sanji again.
Yeah. Just for a little bit. Dude, I don't know if you've ever seen the fan comic that I'm thinking of, but there's one where it's showing the Straw Hats fighting Cross Guild, and Luffy's fighting Buggy, and Zoro is fighting Mihawk, of course, and then it has Crocodile and Sanji are standing off to the side, and Crocodile's smoking a cigar, and Sanji's smoking a cigarette. And Crocodile goes like, well, I guess we have to fight. Our captain's determined. And then like Sanji just says, oh yeah, they always drag me into this kind of thing and blah, 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 blah. And he kind of like tapers off. And then Crocodile realizes who Sanji is. Like he remembers his voice from Mr. Prince. and he like freaks out at him. It's such a good comic.
Man, that would... I can't even imagine modern One Piece being that good. Oh man, thinking about modern One Piece being that good is actually kind of making me sad now.
Here, let me see if I can find the comic, because it's really good.
Yeah, I'll read that later.
It's only like 4 panels.
Oh, well then I'll read it now. And you know what? Whole Cake is so good. Like, if Water 7 wasn't just, like, the absolute best thing in the world, then, like, Whole Cake might be my favorite. Like, Skypio, Whole Cake, and Long Ring Longland go back and forth between being, like, my number 2 so much. Like, it's crazy.
I'm going to send it to you, a Tumblr post.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, wait, I guess we... A man can dream that One Piece will ever be that good again. Also, something sad, I just realized they did not give Nidoking the durability.
Of course not.
So I am actually taking damage from my own life orb, which is sad.
They trained them all poorly as a joke. All the mons in this game mode.
It's so funny because it's like they give Nidoking just like an actual incredible moveset, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you don't get the durability. It's like a little joke, a little jokey joke. Anyway. Man. Pour one out for One Piece. It ain't dead, but times I wish it was. Yeah. Oh, I got a VGA monitor hooked up now. That's exciting. An old PC CRT. It's actually from 2003, so there's some neat things about it. It does actually accept some higher resolutions.
480p.
So like when I send it, no, like it actually takes 1080p too, which is like kind of crazy to me. But it doesn't take 1080p from everything. When I sent straight 1080p from my Switch, it wasn't working, but when I sent it from my RetroTink, it was. Not sure why, but it'll take some 1080p sources, which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
No, Ivy, why?
A little bit of tomfoolery. Another life orb? I like this one better. I probably should have just taken the electric seed.
Maybe. Well, we don't know. This will be a physical mon. It might not be.
A non-physical flying type?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah, he's also a ground type. Oops!
It's alright, it's alright. This Dynamax max hail. Wait, Landorus is always male, so I actually do get a rivalry boost, so it's actually kind of better that I'm not Sheer Force right now. See, listen, Nidoking coming through when we need him. And I miss Sword and Shield competitive so much.
Thanks.
Bro, why are you quick clawing Endure right now?
Let's click on Endure.
Really hope this Max Hailstorm crits right now.
Oh well. Pretty good.
And there it goes! 3 KOs in one turn, baby!
Literally everyone but me, the one mon that can't be hit by its moves, apparently. But also can't hit it with any moves.
I don't know, that acrobatics is doing damage.
Dude, the fact that Wilmer died to the ice instead of the is fucking good.
Hey. If we KO it ourselves, it shouldn't count against us.
Exactly. Wow.
Oh, you actually kind of do all this die. Has to focus blast you.
Great.
Okay, so if we get lucky, and he doesn't like a good move,
I'm hitting endure this turn. Is all I can say.
we might win this turn.
I'm hitting endure, so.
Oh, you have endure? Oh, yeah. So
I think that's the only. Because if he targets me, then I'll be fine.
yeah. So like, I think Ice Punch plus Brine, if the Whalmer actually cooperates, then I think we win.
I don't think the Whalmer did. I think the Azumarill attacked. Yeah.
Brother.
Who's he targeting? Yes! Alright, I'm gonna die to ice, so if we don't kill it this turn.
Okay, Azu, it's all up to you.
Yeah!
And we land the Aqua Tail. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for coming.
Wow. So what other shit did you have to talk about?
Let's see. So, got the new VGA CRT, which is fun. And FMA I've been reading.
Mm-hmm. It's time for the bi-yearly rewatch / reread or whatever.
Yeah, honestly, you should. And if you do you want to say that for a more like in-depth like focus stream on it? Because FMA is so good. There's always so much to talk about with it.
You know, maybe. I feel like I kind of want to read it, but also like I'm just gonna watch it again, bro. It's so good.
So the one thing about FMA is that reading it, the manga is really good. The catch is that the beginning is actually not that great.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'd say basically up through... Take a look at the chapter list real quick, because basically...
It meanders a bit, yeah.
I wouldn't even say that it's like the meandering necessarily. It's like basically right up until you get to I'd say right up until you get to the like Factory 5 stuff. That's when you get to the point where it's like, okay, this is good. It only goes up from here and is good.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say in my opinion, that's when the manga starts to get good.
Isn't the Nina stuff before Factory 5?
Yeah, the Nina stuff is before Factory 5. Here's the thing. Here's like my hot take right now.
Okay.
The Nina stuff would not be so iconic if it weren't for the fact that 2003 handled it so darn well. Yeah, that's my hot take.
Okay.
Like
sure.
The 2003 handles the beginning arcs so well that like it honestly boggles the mind in my opinion.
I remember
obviously
I remember not really liking the first arc in 2003 when I first watched it. Not really liking the Oki arc. What else? What else was before that? And then thinking like the Nina arc was where I was like, oh damn.
Well, I mean the Oki arc. There's only so much you can do for it. There's only so much you can do for it. Not that it's awful, but it's just, you know. But like I think like the Nina arc in particular, and also the way it FMA. But there's also the way that it improves. I say we go to the left.
Europe.
But like for me, it's not just the like the Nina arc, but also the way it like, because like it integrates hues earlier on too. Like there's like a lot of really good stuff that 2003 does that improves it. That improves the early chapters a lot, in my opinion.
I forgot the battle in the train arc. Oh, I forgot that one. Yeah, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, like my biggest problem with Brotherhood has always been that it doesn't handle the early parts as well as 2003, because it kind of just wanted to skip past them and get to the new stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fair. The farther we get away from it, the more disappointing it is that they took that. But it's fair.
I think the homunculus were more interesting in 2003. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, okay, so 2003 Full Metal Alchemist has the same issue that 1997 or 99 Hunter x Hunter has, where at the time it was very popular to do this kind of like dark and gritty. Like anime wasn't as happy as it is today. It wasn't as bright colored. At the time, it was popular to do that kind of dark and grittier style, and both of those kind of revel in their dark and gritty style. And so when people go back and look at them, they go, "Wow, I love the style of those. They're really neat." But and sure, it's like a fresh look at the series, but neither of them, I feel like, is comparable to their modern day counterparts, I guess, or their more modern counterparts, because those are the story that as it's intended to be told. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like 2003 takes some swings, and some of them are really interesting in their own right. I mean, you can tell, especially by the time, because I think the hardest divergence happens right after Greed, I think. Right after Greed would have died in the anime.
Yeah, it's different.
And at that point, basically, it's like, okay, this is our own thing now, entirely different.
Yeah, and it's a mess. Like, let's not pretend.
Yeah,
it's a fucking mess.
There's some cool stuff in there, but it's a mess. I will say the one thing that I think 2003 has is that it has a lot more interesting in terms. It's a lot more interesting in terms of visual direction. But to be fair, we can also say that mostly because the only scenes that we have directly compare are the ones that both of them did, which Brotherhood was specifically trying to get through as fast as possible.
I mean, mostly like because Brotherhood completely skips the Oki and the train arc.
Yeah.
But it keeps the city, and then just like goes to the Nina arc and like moves on from there. So it really just skips those 2 arcs. And sure, it does like ruin the pacing a bit, but like for me, on retrospect of it, I'm like, the Oki arc, who really fucking, it really isn't a great arc.
Sure. Yeah, but Oki is also such an important character.
He does become an important character.
No. Bruh, I didn't click fast enough.
I apparently didn't click fast enough either. That's funny.
Bro.
Like, the thing is with Oki, that's a mistake on the Brotherhood people for sure. Similar to how Kite is a mistake on the Hunter x Hunter people when they did the new one. The difference is with Oki, it's really easy for them to be like, look, here's what happened. You know, it takes us 30 seconds to explain his background, and we're done. Like, we don't have to go through that whole pretty boring arc. So it's like, I don't know. The pacing, I agree. The pacing in Brotherhood in the early parts is like breakneck. We gotta snap through it. We gotta go through this. But it's fine. It's obviously not the perfect product that I'd want. But like, I don't know. Anytime I hear either, you know, in reference to the original Fullmetal Alchemist animated series or the original Hunter x Hunter series, and people are always going like, I prefer that version because the vibes are better, and I like the original content in those. I'm just like, shut the fuck up, you. Like, I understand it. I understand liking the vibes of that kind of era, but like, go watch Trigun. Like, go watch Cowboy Bebop. Go watch series that were intended to be made in that era that like reveled in that style.
Yeah, like, I mean, when I complained about Brotherhood, it's definitely like, you know, splitting hairs on something that is like, you know, incredible without a doubt. Also, what I said, to be clear, I don't even think it's a hot take. I think most people just kind of agree with me on that. I mostly said it as a hot take, just to like, oh, that 2003 anime handles the beginning really well.
Well, yeah, because it actually tackles it. Like Brotherhood just doesn't do anything. That's why it's the difference. And to be fair to Brotherhood, I like the introductory story they had like written to kind of skip that, where they had the Ice Alchemist.
The Ice Alchemist.
Yeah, I like that like little story where they kind of just are like, okay, here we're skipping past the stuff. Here's a little story that we're giving to you to like kind of make up for it. And it's written by the original author, so it's like, I don't know, it's a good little introductory. But people just can't get over. Why?
Yeah, anyway. I have to use the bathroom. I will be right back, Cease.
This bro took the wrong path and went to the bathroom. Like meandering pace series, though? Oh my god, this fucking guy. I bet this guy likes Freerun or something. Also, Cowboy Bebop and Trigun are both meandering pace series from that era that kind of revel in it. Like I said, just take like what anime 2000s. Let's see. What? Death Note. There you go. There's another one from that era. Perfectly personifies that. Bleach. Boom. Soul Eater. Right there. Hellsing. Monster. Go and watch Monster, please. Or read Monster. More people need to see Monster. You back, Cory? Is that you making noises?
Alrighty, I'm back. Ow!
You didn't hear anything I said prior, did you? You just got back now?
Yeah, I just got back now.
Okay. I was just saying, because Noah was saying he likes meandering pace series, though. And I said, yeah, we just talked about Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, but they're both meandering pace series from the era. And then I went back, and I was listing other ones from the era that, like, have that same dark style and are a bit slower paced, like, you know, Death Note, Bleach, Soul Eater. I can't reference that one myself because I've never actually watched it, but I've heard. Monster.
Soul Eater, so good.
You need to watch or read Monster, please. The fact that you still haven't read it is, like, offensive to me.
It's on the docket. It's on the
so
docket.
fucking good. Samurai Champloo is another one. Code Geass. There's somebody from that era.
Samurai Champloo.
There's somebody from that era that try to nail that style and do it very well. You don't have to go for series that are poor adaptions of their better counterparts.
Let's see.
Also, like, dude, the 2000s anime was like the era for like gritty sci-fi animes that were like really good.
Yeah, you had like Digimon Frontiers.
Yeah. Sonic X.
Yeah, like the classic British, actually.
Why are you laughing? Bruh, why are you laughing?
I just realized that.
That's disrespectful as shit, bruh. Why are you laughing?
Is that the back half Sonic X is actually trying to be one of those?
Yes, because it's from that fucking era where it was popular to do that.
Oh.
Wouldn't really say 2003 is inferior. After a certain point, it's its own thing. I would say it's inferior, yes. That's my opinion, but I would say it's inferior.
Like...
If it were the modern day and somebody said, I'm going to watch Full Metal Alchemist, I'd say, oh, you're watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? And they'd be like, yes, because that's what everyone watches. And then I'd be like, that's great. If they watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and loved it, what I'd recommend next is I'd say, go watch the movie about Hitler. That's Full Metal Alchemist. Go watch that. And then if they really like that, then I'd be like, okay, you should, if you still are like vibing for it, go and watch the 2003 series. And then they'll be like, wow, that was kind of mid. And be like, yep.
Might even say just go watch the fight scenes from the 2003 series, because, like, basically everything with Wrath is really good.
Yeah, but you can just go watch the fight scenes in Brotherhood. The Hitler movie's part of the 2003 series. No, it's not. It's its own thing. You don't have to watch the 2003 series to enjoy the Hitler movie, because guess what? It's fucking Edward Elric gets isekai'd into the real world. Like, you should definitely watch 2003 over Brotherhood IMO. Okay, now you're baiting. Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, here's the thing. Alright, you should message me. I'll give you a list of what 2003 episodes to watch, and then...
Yeah, like, imagine somebody... Okay, so imagine somebody being like, I've heard Full Metal Alchemist is so good for all my life. Should I watch it? And you're like, yeah, I should watch it. Versus,
Well, yeah, but here's the 2003 episodes you should watch. You should watch these ones, and then you go to the Brotherhood and watch these episodes, and then after that, you go back to 2003 and watch the alternate ending, and then you go and watch the movie about Hitler. It's like, no, just fucking tell them, okay, I hope you enjoy Brotherhood. Tell me how you like it.
But I like making people's lives worse. And better at the same time.
Did you just see what the fuck just happened on our screen, by the way?
Yeah, I died. I got my ability and did nothing.
That's what I was laughing about. Like, what the fuck was that?
Never did I think I'd be so freaking gay.
Also, can we talk about how they have Kramer in here and they don't give it surf?
They give it dive though.
That's fair. Yeah,
Dive has the same effect.
Yeah, but like, why not just give it surf? You can get the effect in one turn instead of having to wait for a fucking second turn.
So that way you don't have the computers hitting your entire party all the time.
I forgot surfing's other people. You know what? Fair enough.
So Deleo.
It's weak to special attacks.
No, it's not.
I fucking hit it with max darkness 3 times.
Yeah, but it didn't drop any stats. That's what its ability does.
I forgot. Let's see you later.
Bruh.
Bruh. Why are you laughing, bruh? Disrespectful as shit, bruh. Watch 2003 then, brother. No, definitely don't. Because you're running the risk of, when you do that, no, shut the fuck up. When you do that, you're running the risk of the person being like, yeah, I just watched it, I don't really want to watch the other one right now. You make them watch the good one first. Then, if they're still interested in watching more, you say, okay, go back to the other one.
Hey, do we know what the, Okay, here's the real take. You should read the manga.
Yeah, you know what the manga is? It's the fucking Brotherhood adaptation!
Listen. The manga has 2 big advantages, okay? Okay, alright. You want to hear what those are? Envy and Salim.
Really? Why is that an advantage?
Yeah,
over
like,
Brotherhood?
okay. Oh, the art for Envy in the manga, oh my god, it's so good. Like, Envy's monster form, like, there is nothing that can compare to how good the art is for Envy's monster form in black and white. Oh, so good. Like, the art in the manga for, like, Envy's monster form, especially in its first reveal, is just jaw-dropping, in my opinion. A highlight of reading Brotherhood so far.
Well, we lost
And
the fight,
second,
I mean, fair. They, due to the times they had to do like the 3D model of Envy or whatever, which I don't think is bad, but obviously it's not as good as like traditional art.
yeah, I think Envy in particular, like, his character really benefits from the black and white style. Because it's a manga. And also, I can't say for sure about all the Pride stuff because I'm not quite done with my reread yet, but the initial reveal of Salim as Pride, boy, does the manga do that really well. And to be fair, none of this is complaints about the quality of Brotherhood. This is just, so far the only place I found where the manga actually is just straight up better than Brotherhood is in those, is basically in the first introductions of those two characters, the monster form for Envy and the Salim reveal as Pride.
How do they do it in the manga?
Same way as Brotherhood, but it just looks better.
Oh. I was like, I think
What,
they did it. I was like,
did
man,
you
I
think
think
it was
they
going
did
to
it.
be a bit different?
That's why I was like, I think they did it pretty good in Brotherhood. I wonder what they did different in the manga.
Yeah, nah, man, this ain't a Brotherhood bad. This is just like, that's the one area where like the manga has just improved over it. Oh, you know what you do need to do? You do need to still go back and watch the 2003 openings, because boy howdy are those still really good.
I mean, the openings and endings for Brotherhood are also really good. It's not
Yeah.
throw aspersions, okay? We can be
At least one. Oh yeah. It's a yes and, of course. It's a yes and.
we can be like JoJo, where
At least,
like
like-
all the openings and endings, you know.
Oh yeah, at least once every couple months you have to go through watch every single opening and ending.
I still, dude, the one ending where all the characters are like jumping to the right lives in my head rent free from Brotherhood. Maybe it's an opening, actually.
I think it's funnier to go to the right, just because I think it's funnier to get the electric type over and over.
How come we're fighting electric type and there's like fucking 5 electric types on the map? Hopefully we get fucking Raichu, so he has lightning rod or whatever. But I digress. You know. What's the fucking chance to hit this shit? 70%? Let's fucking take it.
Wait, what are you clicking?
Blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
Move that does damage. Unless I get a
I'm
Dynamax, I can
clicking
fucking ice in this. Great turn. Did Dana even do anything?
Okay. Oh, it got taunted by Whimsicott and it tried to substitute. Okay. So all of the openings for Full Metal Alchemist are so good, it's really hard to say if either one has better openings.
I'm not familiar enough with the OG's openings and endings to say.
Here's the thing, the fourth opening for the original is so incredibly good, and it has the best action sequence out of any of the openings. I cannot believe I missed both of my Hypnosis. I hate this game. Like that part with Ed and Al jumping off the waterfall. And then fighting Lust and Sloth and Wrath is just so good. Or no, Lust, Gluttony, and Wrath. So good. Man, I do love FMA.
pretty damn good.
I think in terms of like big stuff I've read recently, that's it. You haven't read Undead Unluck yet, which you really should.
Does he know?
Wait, have you?
Yeah, I've read the whole thing.
Have we not streamed together since I read it?
No, you've not you recommended it to me, and I read it like the day after.
Oh wait, you did? Oh my god. Brother, you've just been holding that in your back pocket the whole time.
Why do you think I wouldn't want to? I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Undead Unluck. Bro, Undead Unluck is so good.
It was okay. Here's what I'll say about it. I really liked.
All right.
I really liked a lot of the character stuff. That was the highlight of it for me, was like exploring these kind of characters. Even in some places where I was a bit uncomfortable with some of the stuff, but it was a big highlight for me. The series went into like highs and lows. Literally, any time. I should have taken this probably, but whatever. Anytime, so it's separated into 2 acts, the first and the second act. I loved when we were just going around and we were having fun with our characters. Fucking hated the like big fights at the end of both the acts. Were so fucking boring to me, and I was just turning the pages waiting to get on with the fucking story, basically. Like the end of the first act when the whole shit was happening with like Billy taking the round table or whatever.
Oh, so basically, okay.
And they were putting her through, like they were having her replace Lady Juice or whatever. And I was just like, I don't fucking care, dude. You just get me to the end of this so I can get to the next part of the series. And then the same thing happened with the end where they were fighting the sun. I was just like, I don't fucking care. Like, literally zero fucking care about any of those like big fight moments. But the other parts I really liked, when they were like exploring the characters and they were going through like little character specific arcs where they were like, how do we help save these characters? And usually I'm not a big fan of like the perfect run trope where it's like, you know, trying to do the perfect run of the video game where you get all max 10 Arcana in Persona 5 or whatever. But it made a lot of sense in this world that they set up. And that's another thing, is I really liked, there was quite a few times where I was like, oh, that's cool. So like when they set up really early on where she draws the painting and then she draws stars in the sky and she's like, what are those? And she's like, oh, they're just lights because, you know, the sky only has the moon and the sun. I thought they were kind of lonely. And it's like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like, I was like, at the time of reading, I was like, that's weird. But then as the galaxy gets added later and the stars are in the sky, it's like, oh, that's neat. Like, that's like literally a rule the world has been written, and it's like, it's kind of a cool way to show the reader, like, it's a little bit different here, but it's still, you can still understand things, and also kind of tying into the fact that the sun and the moon are the gods themselves, and like, but so I always thought that part of the story was cool when they had those kind of like rule introductions to that kind of thing. I thought it was kind of lame how at the end they were like, okay, you can decide the rules of the world now. The gods left and like, you can decide the rules, and they went, all right, let's keep them. I was like,
yeah, I'm like, man, you could really feel the deadline coming. Just not sure how to.
Especially with like those final fights were all so fucking like lame. Like the fact that they had him suck up like all like, so they established those like 10 evil dudes, the 10 evil laws, like that are the rulers of the laws or the rules or whatever. And then you could tell the deadline was coming, so they were like, okay, he just sucks them all up. But then they were like, maybe they were like, oh, you have a few more extra weeks, so they're like, okay, now we're gonna have fights. And then they were like, shit,
I know.
shit, never mind, we can't have fights anymore. Just have fucking Unjustice come through and kill them all. Like,
man, Ragnarok 2 was so disappointing. I mean, I did really enjoy Ragnarok 1. I thought it was really engaging. That part did actually make me cry. But I also understand, you know.
Because I already know... The most interesting thing to me with that was the betrayal of the scientist dude on Unforgettable.
Oh yeah,
that was like, why is he doing what he's doing? But they kind of set it up that like it's because his wife died or whatever, so you kind of understand it. But even then, it wasn't too interesting, just because it was like, I'm sure we're gonna explore it in the repeat. So I was just like, let's just get the show on the road.
Okay, I will admit that a big part of the reason why I cried so much for Ragnarok 1 is because I was already crying for Miko. Yeah, he ended up being my favorite character, Unforgettable. He ended up being my favorite character by the end.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm also just a sucker for wife dies in general.
It's true. Another complaint I have, I guess, about it is I was like, oh, I'm really excited to see how they're gonna do like the second core, and then it's a really smart writing to have her be like, I'm just skipping all this shit like ahead 15 years, but me reading it was like, come on, man. Like, we have all these characters just like skip 15 years or whatever. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Everybody around.
Yeah. Yo, Cory! Yo!
Whoa, they're not just cheap viewers, they're chape viewers. Chape. Let's just ban. There we go. Chape viewers.
Something like that.
Man, I loved Undead Unluck. I loved how strong the romance was between Fuko and Andy. Also, Fuko is just such a fantastic character.
I liked a lot of the characters and stuff. I didn't like how... So obviously it's a story about romance. Everybody gets their partner that they're paired off with and that kind of thing. But that aspect I kind of didn't like. That every character had to have their romantic, like, paramour, essentially. Like, did we really have to have the 23-year-old buff lady who hides in her armor macking on a 15-year-old? It's a little weird. It could have passed on that one.
Hey, at least he's older in the time loop. At least he's older in the time loop. Also, I have a feeling we're gonna lose this one.
Yeah,
just to throw that out there.
100%. But I'm dancing with the one that brought me. Being Dragonair all the way.
Here with the OG.
And you changed Pokemon like 4 times. What do you mean, OG?
You're rocking with the OG. I'm not. I think for me, like, so the romance between Andy and Fuko is a big part why I enjoy it so much. And it's also just like, boy howdy do I love the way Andy fights.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
like that a lot.
and-
Another issue I do have to bring up, though. I keep bringing up issues. I do like it. I thought it was good. I keep bringing up issues because, you know, it can be assumed that if I don't complain about it, then I like it. But
yeah.
I liked how Andy was introduced as a character, and I liked like when they explored his backstory and they saw like that initially he was very broody and
self-contained, and then he kind of opened up as the years went by, and he just kind of let loose because, you know, that's how he has to cope with his life. I was like, oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
The thing that I didn't like is, like, after that point, suddenly he kind of went back to being broody again. Like, half like broody half the time, where he wasn't, like, always, like, his happy, like, crazy self. I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this change. Like, I get the story is taking a more... We're delving into it, you know, to try to get, like, serious with the characters. But the character can still be, you know, his insane self. And it goes back to that. It goes back to his insane self when he does things like, you know, when he comes back from the sun for a second to beat Sickness's ass or whatever, and he's just acting goofy the whole time. It's like, oh, that's the character I like. But then, like, half of the time he's being broody and serious and stuff, and it's just like,
yeah, that little bit of a, it's like, I don't know. I didn't really notice that too much, because, I don't know, I felt like the fun, silly guy was around enough. Although I suppose it does get a little bit rough, like, with him right before Ragnarok 1.
Yes, especially that.
So yeah, I can see that.
Especially before the first one. He's, like, just serious the whole time for, like, 20 chapters straight, and it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he has to, yeah, I'd say especially between the fight with when he has to kill Rip in Loop 1, or in, like, the part 1, and basically from there to Ragnarok 1, he's kind of broody, which is a pretty decent chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost that. We lost that so hard. Really good fights, really good characters. Absolutely love.
Yeah, no, I like
the function of the rules.
Another thing I loved, which kind of was dropped at the wayside in the second like repeat or whatever, but I fucking loved, and this is like an idea that I've had for a while, is the necessity of having the power that you have to, like, sacrifice yourself a bit for. That, like, the power isn't like an intrinsically helpful thing, and that, like, you have to sacrifice, like, some mental acuity to have this power, essentially. Like, where the characters had to go through this suffering to have these powers, essentially, which is obviously just God being and the explanation for it is God's just being a dickhead.
Yeah,
because God's a dickhead in this universe, and it works perfectly. I love that aspect of it. But then in the second core, obviously, it's a little different. Like, I didn't like the fact that Unfair's power changed so drastically in the second core. Like, obviously, it makes sense because you have to have him be a different character, but it was like, I was like, come on.
Yeah. It's like, I think it would have actually been a lot more interesting if Unfair just straight up, if Billy just didn't have any powers and was still blind. Like, he was still just blind and a good shot, and that's all he had.
I was so on board for him to actually be unbelievable in the second core, because they teased it. That would have been. Yeah, that was like, they teased it in the first one where he was initially unbelievable, but it was like, actually he was hiding that he was actually unfair. So I was ready for the second core to just be like, he's actually unbelievable now. I was like, yes, let's go, dude. But then it was unfair, but easy mode, essentially.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Also, how crazy for like a time travel story to be that good.
Well, that's the thing about time travel stories. People always fucking shit on time travel stories. When a time travel story is designed with time travel in mind, it's good. Like, when the author goes in with the plan to actually have time travel be a thing, Steins Gate, Back to the Future. Like, they're both classics in there. Yeah, it's like they were designed around this idea, and so obviously it's going to be good. When somebody doesn't know how to write themselves out of a hole so they have time travel, then it's dog shit, obviously. Like, Also, it isn't even really time travel, technically.
Oh yeah, it's resetting the world, so it's time travel adjacent.
It's literally, well, it's not even like it's weird because it's not even like really resetting the world. It's literally just
destroying it and starting over.
Yeah, like because undeath exists throughout all of it because he doesn't.
Yeah.
So he's just like there the whole time. So it's like, which is a cool aspect in my opinion, but also like whatever plotline was dropped with Unruin. That felt like a character where they're just like, shit, we got time constraints. Ignore this motherfucker.
Yeah.
They were trying to do something with him, but then like it just didn't make any sense.
It definitely felt like they were planning to bring him back by the end.
He was supposed to be the only other person that existed throughout all this, but which somehow the whole time wasn't known by the other character who's existed throughout all this, but which I felt was weird when they introduced him, but the explanation was that Andy, doesn't have his memories still since the last loop, so that's why. So it's like maybe they'll explore that, but then they just kind of dropped it. I was like, okay.
Oh, I thought the implication was that this is the only route where Unruined has happened.
Well, no, because he appears, he kills Fuko, and then he monologues about we're the only two that have to experience the full 3.2 billion years or whatever to get here. He says that, and I was like,
that's right.
And then Undeath's like, I don't know who you are, and the assumption was that Victor knows who he is, but not Andy, because Andy doesn't have any memories from before this loop. But they just kind of dropped the character, so that was one of the characters they were just like, eh. So I think the series could have been better if it was given more time and not time constraints.
Yeah, the ending, man.
A lot of really cool and interesting ideas that I think just unfortunately, very obviously due to time constraints, weren't allowed to be explored.
Yeah, I think especially because a lot of those final matchups were really interesting. Like having the idea of War having to fight a couple of veterans. The aging fighting.
Yep.
The
that's one I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
Fighting those three. Yeah, that was everything we did get for that was so good. I wish that we actually could have done it.
Yeah.
Let's see, we're fighting a bug type, right? So let's go. Why did I give up the rock type again?
Because you wanted items.
That's true.
Eviolite moment. Fuck!
Leftovers ain't too bad.
Shit, pure ass, bro.
I think one of the coolest bits of the time loop for me was when absolutely nothing characters ended up being incredibly interesting. Like the boxer guy.
Yeah, would. I did think it was kind of in the first core they kept talking about we have to save everyone and they kind of thing, and I was like, did you just forget about Void, who you killed at the beginning, or Unseen, who you fucking killed when he tried to kill you? Did you just forget about that? But then they brought it back in the second half where they're like, we didn't forget about these characters, and I was like, okay, fair enough. Because they just straight up fucking killed Void and Unseen in the first loop, and did not give a fuck about them.
Man, I really came out of Undead Unluck liking it a lot. I've been going back and forth on whether I like it or Dondadon more right now. It's like
something right down to done. I know. It's one of those things where it's like it's so hard to get into a series when like the most annoying people online are praising it. So,
oh yeah, that's fair.
It's like all I say about it is fucking Granny MILF and shit like that. So I'm just like, I don't want to watch this. Well, I'll keep it in the back channel. Maybe I'll watch it one day, or read it.
Yeah, maybe if it finishes, you'll like binge it.
That seems to be the prevailing theory with me, is when a series finishes, I'm like, oh sure, I might give it a read. I just like completed stories, believe it or not. We're talking about Full Metal Alchemist. It's one of the big reasons why it's like probably one of my favorites, is because it's finished.
It's done.
It's a long tail effect of me reading both Berserk and Hunter x Hunter. Is I have a fucking a pervasive thing where I'm like, I'd really like these series to finish. So when I see that a series has finished, I am more than happy to read it, because two of the best written series I've ever read will never fucking be finished.
Hey, Hunter x Hunter might finish.
I'm not even joking when I say Berserk has a better chance of being finished than its author's death.
Fair.
I mean, they're coming out with like a chapter every like 4 months at this point. It's Hunter x Hunter is one of those things where I know it's not going to be rushed. I don't have to worry about it ever being rushed. You can just read the chapters and know that by reading the fucking chapters. But because of that, I also know it's probably not going to be finished, because there's so much shit still left to cover.
So much.
Fuck you, dude. Misty Seed, Grassy Seed, Psychic Seed, Muscle Band, and Shell Bell. Wow.
Bro, you're getting some numbers.
Wow. Everyone has leftovers for me.
What did you say about my brother?
But there you go. I read it. I read your recommendation. I had a good time with it. There were two moments audibly where I think I went, "Oh, that's cool." It was when Galaxy was born, and what was the other one? I actually forget what the other one was. Probably something having to do with like the effect of like the world being different for people who have the powers versus those who don't, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That was a cool aspect of it, but I don't know, it was a fun series to read. Had fun with it. Like I said, it had its up and downs for me. So
yeah. Very fair, very fair.
I think the biggest complaint I have about it for sure is the ending where they went, the gods are like left and they're like, okay, you can decide your own rules now and the planet can live on, as this, and they were like, yeah, let's just keep everything. And then I was like, really? And then it cuts to Billy and he's like, well, if it wasn't for Warfare, I wouldn't be who I was today. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%.
I was like, come on.
Okay. So this is in my opinion very funny. But so I actually had like written down like the outline of like a bid like long thing written about with a bunch of points about like the Umas, and specifically like what Undead Unluck has to say about like rules and like like the way we organize the world. And then I read that last chapter and I just tore the outline up.
I was like, obviously the author was rushed out the door and was like, fuck. I gotta come up with a reason that all these characters would fucking accept this.
cut to Billy being like, if it wasn't for warfare, I wouldn't be the man I was today. Yeehaw! Like, bro.
And it's so frustrating because, like, the obvious answer, if you want to go with a cop-out ending where they don't change anything, is like, we're not God. That was the whole point of this. We don't want a God. Like, it's not up to us to prune the rules to make
Or
perfect.
you could have
Flat.
God just say, any empty spaces left, you can put your own rules in. You know, the punishment that for taking this long is that all the rules that have been enacted are permanent now. And they'd be like, oh, shucks. Guess we have to have death and sickness. We can't get rid of those now. Instead, it's like, oh, death and sickness? Yeah, keep them on the board. Who cares? It's part of life.
Man, just,
And there's not even, like, I'm not even saying, like, there isn't arguments about, like, keeping death, for instance, because, you know, death is such a prevailing thing in the real world.
yeah.
And I can kind of understand the argument for it. The whole point of the series was this guy trying to find his death. I can kind of understand the argument. But, like, sickness? Warfare? What the fuck? Come on now. And also I was a bit confused. So you have like the non-permanent Umas, like Ghost and Seasons for some reason.
Yeah.
Which they end up adding Seasons at the end because they killed the Seasons in their timeline. To me, it's like, where did those factor into these? Like, do all those ones like not actually don't count or whatever? Like the non-essential rules, or do they also count but they're just not included on the board? Like, it's one of those things where it's like you can't. They obviously didn't have the time to do what they actually wanted to do, presumably.
Yeah.
Presumably, in their first draft of the series, they were like, and then they all keep the rules that God put down, like warfare and illness and fairness and luck. Like, just get rid of that shit.
Also, some really fun things. 2 canonically trans characters.
Well,
Which is really cool.
I don't know if I call them trans.
Listen, they were non-binary and they have genders now. They're trans.
But gender wasn't one of the 100 rules, was it? So how the fuck does that fit into the thing?
Oh yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, remember, it was, because in the original versions of them, like, whenever they see, like, some of the oldest ones, both of them are, like, entirely ungendered.
Yeah, but was it one of the... Okay, I guess it was, because it had to carry over, so I guess it was one of the 100 rules. Fair. I don't know, it's weird to me that, for a series that you're supposedly saying that respects the trans identity so much, how every single relationship seemed to be between a man and a woman.
Hey, trans people can be homophobic.
Yeah, that was one thing where I was like, we're having every relationship be, you know, straight-laced? Even if it has to be between a 23-year-old and a 15-year-old? It's fucking a little strange.
Hey, the age gap is shorter in Loop 2.
I'm just saying. You couldn't have any gays?
Yeah, I hard agree with you there.
I mean, obviously I was gonna say they did have gays, but then they turned them into a man and a woman. They were initially two twink. One of them was a twink, you know.
Yeah.
Twink death by being turned into a woman.
You know what? I've changed my mind now. Undead Unluck. It's going on the not woke Danes list. Also, one thing that I do think is kind of funny is that I went straight from Undead Unlocked to Chainsaw Man, which both...
Alongside Freddy Fish, yes, dude!
Which both have plot lines about deleting rules from the world, which I thought was kind of funny.
That's fair.
Sure, one of them does it in a much more interesting way and does more with it, but hey, both are good.
Which one is he talking about? Take your bets.
There's actually some kind of neat stuff that S&M or whoa Chainsaw Man does with that in part 2. There's some neat stuff it does.
The difference in Chainsaw Man is it's not like rules like everything. It's like fears. Like, are you afeared of, you know, this different thing? Which is the same.
Well, yeah, the catch is, but if you go down low enough, you could be afraid of anything.
But it's the
to
same
the point
as
where, like,
it's the same as Jujutsu Kaisen, you know.
At one point, Chainsaw Man eats the ear devil, and everyone loses their ears. And then
I guess the difference is
they have
Jujutsu
someone
Kaisen
else
is
punch him.
the shit still exists after you kill the curse associated with it. So
Yeah. Man, part of me wants to go through and reread some of the chapters of Undead Unluck just because I love it so much. Especially Nico. Man, I love Nico so much.
there are definitely some good moments. I was surprised. A little bit of it made me a little uncomfortable in some places. The the polyamorous relationship. I was like, okay, like I see no other way the author can resolve this, so I get it. But you know, it's a little weird.
Funny as all heck, though.
I did
like
the panel of their father being like, "Oh, they're both getting married," and like he didn't like freak out or anything. I was like, "That's kind of funny." Like he didn't like expect anything else. I was like, you know, it's funny.
Like, I knew this was coming. Either one of them was gonna die, or he was gonna get both of them. He's a surgeon at least, so like they got the money. My favorite part of that was the fact that they tricked the one girl into wearing a wedding dress to like help fit it for her twin. And then as soon as she had it on, they're like, "All right, get out there." God, such a...
Yeah. Please stand by.
Such a good time.
Yeah, I had fun reading it though. I thought there were a couple moments that made me go, "That was cool." A couple moments that made me uncomfortable, but you know, it is what it is.
I think that Andy and Fuko's relationship in the first few chapters could have been toned down a little bit in terms of the way Andy behaves. Not a deal breaker in my opinion. You know, the whole thing is that, you know...
Well, I would have liked it more...
I
would have liked it more if they leaned into how, like, detached he was from people at that point. But they kind of didn't, so... They're just like, yeah, he's kooky. He's just wicked shit, wicked...
Yeah, because like they lean pretty hard into it early on, like those first few chapters, like to the point where like what he does is just undeniably messed up.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh shit, pull back on the brakes.
And,
this is supposed to be one of our leads."
Yeah.
I would have liked it if they just like leaned into how crazy he was, because then it would have been like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we understand it. Instead, he was like crazy, but like in a noble sacrifice crazy kind of way. I'm going to sit on the sun for 3 billion years.
That being said, there is...
That was another plot line that was dropped, by the way. When she went through the fucking time warp in the new timeline, she said she was going to find everyone and save them, and Andy was going to go find a bunch of relics to help them out.
Oh, yeah, and instead he's just
just on the sun. I was like, what? Where are the relics that he's supposed to be finding? So yeah, that was probably a change because they had to speed up the series, if I had to assume.
Yeah.
Although I can't say I disliked the change. I thought it was kind of cool. He was just chilling on the sun.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, like the idea that he's spending, like, you know, millennia up there fighting like the 10 strongest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was cool. I also really loved oh no, what was her name? The pink-haired girl, the one Unchanged.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
good luck getting me to remember any of their
that's her
fucking
name.
names.
Yeah,
Good names.
in part 2, she ends up being one of my favorites for a lot of it. In part 2.
Cory?
And the fact that they didn't just make her gay.
Cory?
Yeah?
Do you notice something wrong?
That's not what I'm...
Do you notice something wrong about what you're doing right now?
What? What am I doing?
Who's on that adventure with you?
Did I forget to put the code in?
I'm like waiting for you. I just passed like 2 times where I had to leave the lobby because my time remaining ran out. I'm like, what the fuck's Cory doing? I go over to your stream and you're in a Dynamax adventure? I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't even realize you weren't here. Yeah, that's not Paul.
Good one.
What is this? A psychic type? Yeah, I don't even care. Peace out. Sorry, Isabella.
Listen, all I'm saying is Full Alchemist Brotherhood, the end of that is so fucking good. Oh my god. The final few episodes when all that shit goes down. And we're getting all the like finality for all the characters at once. And it's all the payoff. Dude, the fucking when Bradley's going to fucking stab Scar and the light shines off of his blade and for a fraction of a second he fucking stutters and that leads to his death. And he's like, was it me who screwed up or was it God smiting me down? And he just dies and it's like chef's kiss, moi.
So good. Man, Bradley is such a fantastic character.
It's definitely my favorite character from Fullmetal. It's a fucked up thing to say, but hey, he's a wife guy, so
he's a wife guy. The one choice that man has ever gotten to make for himself in his life. Okay, I'm searching now with the link code online. Man, Bradley is so good. Envy is so freaking good. I'm gonna be honest, I even like the 4 Chimeras that just join out of nowhere.
What do you mean you even like? One of them has one of the best speeches in the whole
good.
fucking series.
They're so good.
He literally convinces Alphonse to fight and to use the power of the fucking Philosopher's Stone because they would want to fight too. Like, it's such a fucking powerful speech. Like...
So good. Another flying type. I wonder if this one will get a 3-co on its first turn again.
No. Not shot, bro.
Yeah. Plus, we're gonna get an ice type, an electric type,
Snow cone shiny.
and an
Let's
item
go.
like... Snow cone shiny, snow cone shiny.
Do you see this? Do you see Wolfie's top 10 best ice types video?
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm planning to. Is it good?
It's pretty good. The reason why I'm reminded of it is because this motherfucker might make an appearance in it. That's how bad ice types are.
Actually, you want to know something about like a Wolfie VGC video? One of his videos recently was so well written, almost, that it made that I'm like, man, you know, he's good at what he does. Which one was it? Let me look it up. Like, this is this is going to be like one of those moments where it's like, yes, I am assigning creative brilliance to a YouTuber. Please do not hate me. Videos.
Vanillix is the GOAT, though. I mean, apparently it's good enough to be top 10 ice types in competitive.
I mean, to be fair, Vanillix was actually pretty good for a short while in Gen 7.
Listen, like, I don't need you to repeat what he said, okay? I watched the video.
Okay, well, I didn't, and I just already knew that. Okay, yeah, so it was in the Game Freak Makes Pokemon Bad on Purpose video.
Yeah.
So in that video, have you watched that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that video, the way that he references, yeah, I'll take one of the top 10 ice types.
Actually,
yeah, so
it's unevolved
the
form,
way that
actually.
he whatever, I can count. I think.
I can count.
So the way that he keeps on referencing like old authors and stories and stuff throughout it, to like kind of lead softly into the point that like the designing of these Pokemon is in fact a kind of writing in and of itself, I think was really brilliant. Whether that was like an intentional choice or if he just thought it'd be funny, you know, who knows? But either way, I think that was like a brilliant little piece of writing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. For a second, I thought, is my wheezing faster than than Toxtricity? And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, nah, probably not.
Man, G-Max Toxtricity is so
fuck. Toxtricity slow as fuck? What the hell?
the wide guard. It's the GOAT! I do still hate how Toxicity fucking plays with his nipples.
I personally headcanon that they're not nipples, they're just like stretch marks.
They're nipples, brother. I agree with you.
They're stretch marks. They're stretch marks.
Or his breasts.
Or lizards don't have.
I mean, these ones do. You see that shit? Like... Damn, he's pissed. It's like, how dare you use wide guard against me?
And the G-Max Volt Shock animation is also just so good, man.
Yeah, it also poisoned all of us because with fucking extreme poison. Cause
why did I?
Fucking
why
bullshit.
did I take a Why did I take a Dud Trio off? Was that dumb of me?
Yep, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, the Thunder did some damage at least, right? A little bit.
How did he get faster than me? Or unless we're like speed tied, which would be fucking stupid. Oh, I'm paralyzed. Okay.
Yeah, you're paralyzing.
At least I'm not poisoned like that schmuck.
Yeah, wouldn't that be sucky? I'm gonna have to Dynamax here, just make sure we don't die. This toxicity in the city.
So true.
Fly away now.
I mean, do you got anything else?
Let's see. No, not that I can think of. Haven't really been daming much. Have you watched Case Study of Vanitas yet?
What the fuck? Curse word did you just say to me?
The Case Study of Vanitas?
No.
Okay, yeah, you should. It's really good.
What is it? Who is that
Wander's
from?
Incomplete. I don't remember the author's name.
Oh, it's a manga? I thought you were talking about like a YouTube video where somebody case studied Vanitas from Kingdom Hearts. I'm cooked. I was like, what the fuck?
Case study. No, that's Vanitas. Very different.
I was like, what the fuck,
You know,
bro?
the Case Study of Vanitas is an anime and manga. The first season of the anime came out a couple years ago. Season 2 came out late last year. It's really good. It's about vampires, so if you don't like vampires, you know, stay away, but really good.
The only vampire adjacent thing I like is Blood Bucket Battlefront. You ever watch that?
No, but
You should the first season.
seen the ending a lot.
The first season goes fucking
I've seen the ending a lot.
hard. I personally like the opening better than the ending. That's my opinion.
I don't know anything about the opening. I just know the ending got memed on for a long time, so it's like
Yeah.
in my wife's like anime song loop playlist.
The opening's called Hello World.
You taking this?
Do you want to take it because you're poisoned? Just click yes or no.
No, I'm not gonna take it.
Cory hoping he gets a berry that heals poison. What type are we fighting?
Flying.
Duly noted.
Imagine if the AI was smart enough to recognize a weakness policy.
They just hit you with like a weak move. Imagine the AI did like fucking anything.
Could be anything. Man, why do I got 3 Discord notifications? What loser is messaging me while I'm on a stream?
Sees your wife, like...
Oh, it's Noah. New Pokemon anime. Oh, the Frieren/Violet Evergarden composer is doing the music. And it's animated by the same studio that does, what's his name? Makoto Shinkai's movies? Hope it's good. So what are you cooking today?
Okay.
Yeah. You're not making dinner tonight? I'm coming over as soon as the stream is over.
I don't make dinner most nights because my parents live down the street. So.
Oh yeah, fair. I got ribs in the oven right now. I'm Oh, that's actually a pretty cool little combo. Used entrainment to give me the same ability as it, so I did a special attack boost.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, smart enough for that.
Okay, it doesn't do any good if you do it to only. It doesn't have any
not great.
Oh yeah. So tonight, today I'm doing ribs in the oven. I've got them in there at like 250. Had them going like all morning. But here's the thing: is that I'm not gonna eat the ribs. What I'm gonna do? Okay, well we'll eat some of the ribs. But for most of them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I'm slow cooking them all day. So they'll be really easy to, like, get the bones off and out. And then I'm going to cut... What?
I thought the attack was going for you. She looked at you and then launched the attack, and I thought she was about to fucking kill your ass.
I made it. But yeah, so I'm gonna take the bones out and then, take the bones out, so let's cut the meat off of the bones. And then dice that up.
Meat on the bone, yeah. Dude.
Well, no. I'm taking the bone off.
That just reminded me, I need to get... You know what game we need to stream together is me watching you do a playthrough of the first 2 Danganronpa games. That'd be fucking
Isn't there some like real messed up
stream.
stuff in there?
Not really. I mean, it's high school kids like in a murder game, so. But it's not.
Maybe we'll do that.
It's not
like
literally the blood is colored bright pink instead of red and all that stuff. So like.
Okay. So fun times.
Yeah, it's goofy. I mean, the main villain's theme is literally just like a bunch of dudes like singing, going ba 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 boo. Like, how bad can it be? Yeah, it's fucked up.
All right.
But watching you play the first 2 games would fucking go mental, bro.
All right. Maybe we'll do it. We'll put that on the docket. What are they on?
Anything? They're on PC. So.
Oh, okay.
But
Put
I think
that on the docket.
On like a couple of PlayStations. Not sure, but yeah.
Lugia.
Luigia. When Luigi go woke. Actually, Mario, I'm Luigia. Get it?
Yeah, I doubt you. I heard the whole thing.
You didn't hear it? I said when Luigi goes woke.
No, I heard it.
Luigi goes woke. He'd be like, actually, Mario, I'm Luigia. Because he trans, eat hot chip, be on his cell phone.
Oh, I thought it was just because, like... Oh, and you know why that's the name she went with is that kept the mustache, and so every time she told someone they'd do like Luigi, and Luigi's like, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going with.
So true.
And everyone's confused, but they're like still supportive, except for Toadsworth. He's
No, Toadsworth is.
Yeah, Toadsworth.
He keeps calling him a he, but he doesn't like understand. Like he's like, he's really doing some weird stuff, and Peach is like, you can't say it, Toadsworth, and he's like, what? I don't understand. What's wrong?
He'll say like, yep, he's my niece now. And it's like, Toadsworth, listen.
Bowser be like, the Mario siblings.
I just had a moment where I imagined like Nintendo for April Fool's 1 year like does this and announces that they're changing the name of all the Super Mario Brothers games to Super Mario Siblings. And I just imagined how mad some people would be about that. They would burn the Nintendo headquarters down. Burn it down.
Oh, we lose. We lose. Sandstorm moment.
Wait, was that it? Oh yeah, that's right. We took KOs against the Toxtricity.
I thought we had another life. But even then, I'm pretty sure we lost because somebody was on 1 health.
You know what we don't talk about enough? How good most of the G-Max forms were. Like G-Max Blastoise, G-Max Toxtricity, G-Max Kingler with the giant bubble beard, like...
I'm not in the mood for this conversation anymore. Yeah, you got me on the bit train moment with the fucking trans Luigi. Oops.
Luigi, Am I the only person in the world that loves G-Max Kingler? Is that like a me and me alone thing?
Probably not. I think G-Max Kingler is probably one of the better ones, dude. Because there, you mentioned there's some good ones. There's some fucking shitty ones. Some dog doo-doo ass ones. Like G-Max Eevee.
Okay, G-Max Eevee ain't the best. I'll give you that. I'm looking up a list right now.
Eevee is cute. Yeah, we get it. You're fucking Penny.
All right. Let's pull these up real quick. Let's see.
All right, okay. So Venusaur, just Brute Bonnet, but worse. Honkshoe, Snore. Charizard, just Charizard X or whatever, but worse. Snore. Blastoise, just Forretress, but worse. Snore. Butterfree, just Mothim, but worse. Snore. Pikachu, just worse Pikachu. But it basically makes fun of Pikachu. It's actually fucked up. Pikachu went through such a fucking transformation, losing all that weight. He lost all that weight, and they fucking make fun of him by having his ultimate form be a fatty again. Shaking my head.
Okay, wait. But like, Butterfree's cool. Meowth, freaking hilarious.
Yeah, Meowth's just worse. Meowth.
Machamp, sick.
Yeah, just worse.
Gendar,
Conkeldurr.
funny as heck.
I like funny. Just
Lapras,
worse. But not.
Peak.
Lapras just worse. Meloetta.
Garbodor. He's got a big toy train in his
dude.
dome.
That one's literally trash, bro.
Yeah, that's why it's so good.
It's literally trash.
Yeah, Melmetal. Who cares? I hate Melmetal.
Dude, Melmetal goes off, dude. Melmetal goes hard! Melmetal fucks, bro!
Corviknight? Corviknight's just okay. Orbeetle?
Corviknight one's so lame, bro.
Orbeetle one is freaking crazy.
The Orbeetle one, it's just, Is there no UFO Pokemon?
Pretty much just Orbeetle and Beheeyem.
It's just worse Beheeyem.
I had to give you that one, man. Yeah, alright. Dreadnought's just okay. Colossal is
disgusting.
Cool, but
no, it's not. Fuck off. Hey, that one, like,
okay,
the joke's being dropped. Colossal's a fucking waste. Why not turn him into a train?
So here's the thing. Considering how they already messed up with Colossal's base design, the G-Max is okay.
No, disagree. It doesn't make it okay.
Flapple and Appleton?
Just because, you know, some people do re-education camps. You know, they've already done it. Doesn't mean it's okay to do it now. Like, come on, dude. Fucked up to think that.
Okay, what about Gigantamax Flapple? He's big, cute old Apple.
Oh, it's just worse Gigantamax Appleton.
Sandaconda. Sandaconda's great.
It's just worse than a tornado. Worse.
We've already talked about toxicity. Centiskorch? Centiskorch? Okay, you've got to go to bat for Centiskorch.
Yeah, it's okay. Can't think of anything that is close to it.
Hatterene's just alright, I think.
Well, Wooga.
Grimmsnarl's a JoJo reference.
It's just worse Jonathan Joestar.
To be fair, Jonathan Joestar, everything is a worse Jonathan Joestar. He's peak. G-Max Alchemy. Copperage and Duraludon are kind of the same thing, but I both think they're really funny.
I mean, Duraludon's just worse Arcaludon, so.
Let's see.
Copperage is just worse Fanfi.
I'm actually not a big G-Max Venusaur person, but G-Max Blastoise I love.
Just worse Forretress.
G-Max, Rillaboom, and Cinderace are really good. And Teleon is funny.
Okay, Teleon's is kind of funny because they literally just put him in a sniper tower and said go off game. As much as I hate Inteleon's design, fucking literally just a dude in his fucking scaly suit. Disgusting ass design.
And G-Max, Urshifu, I'd like them if I didn't hate Urshifu.
It's sick, bro. It's sick.
Isn't G-Max literally just him? Like, nothing changes.
They have their colors change, so they're actually different between the two forms in G-Max. They go to white and red for Single Strike and white and blue for Rapid Strike.
Yeah. Yeah, their ultimate form makes them white. Like, what was Game Freak trying to say here?
Question of the day. Has Game Freak gone non-woke?
Woke Game Freak be like, here's our here's our new trans icon, Mewtwo.
No?
What do you mean no? It's Mewtwo.
I mean, Game Freak did have that lesbian song that came out a couple years ago.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the same people that did the Freerin opening, and I think another big opening that people have been playing on repeat a lot, they did a song for Pokemon, and the animation was like obviously Yuri bait between between Nimona and the sword, or not sword, the Scarvo main character, where it was like very clear they were going on dates. It was great. What are you looking up? I don't trust you.
What? The thought crossed my mind. What do you think each Sword and Shield leader, like which other Sword and Shield leader would they have a relationship with? You know what I mean? Because thought crossed my mind. Because like, you could definitely see Milo and Nessa being a power couple. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
It's locked in. B definitely is a little too close to Hermachamp, if you ask me. It's a little strange. we probably should take it away from her.
I think you are... I think you have read too much fanon.
I don't know, man.
Okay, but also, like, Raihan... Okay, so, like, Raihan has rebounded off of Leon with Piers, right? We're agreed on that?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
But, like, he's better off for it, right? Like, Leon should not be in a relationship with anybody. Everybody loves him. But, like, Leon should not be in a relationship with anybody, okay?
Yeah. Melanie, I hope, is with me.
Also, what do you have to add? Right?
I'm not even lying, bro. Like, okay.
So here's the thing. All right.
Kabu? And let's not pretend like Opal isn't trying to groom the fuck out of Bede. Okay.
She literally is in the game.
We don't know that for sure.
She literally is trying to groom him.
She definitely could be, but she also might not, you know. Here's the thing. By the end of the game, Bede has enough of a support network to where if anything happens, we know he'll be okay.
The same cannot be said for Marty. Knowing Game Freak. Shaking my damn head. Putting the freak in Game Freak.
Yeah, let's ignore that whenever we don't look at Marnie's lead card, it is very clearly focusing on her. Let's ignore that.
I still love the meme image where it's like Pokemon fans choosing a path to go down and it's furrier pedo.
I hate that. I hate that.
But it can't be disputed.
Also, I'm pretty sure someone joined my chat and they immediately ran.
Yeah, they ran because of what we were talking about for sure. They were like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" They tuned in for a second. We're like, "What the fuck?"
Also, if we're looking at Avery's lead card here, do we think he has a bit too much going on with his Slowbro?
Oh, I forgot about lead cards.
Have you seen? Oh yeah, I'm looking at the lead cards right now. Have you seen Avery's second lead card? He's doing push-ups and literally has his Slowbro sitting on his back.
Dude, Claire. Wait, how old is Claire? Hold on. I'm going to have to retract the statement I was about to make. No age listed. All right, I'm going to hold off on that statement.
Hey, listen, if no age is listed...
No. Because that's when Game Freak pops and they appear next game and they're like, "Oh, I just turned 18," and you're like, "Fuck."
So anyway, you see, I think it makes sense if we go by the timeline that Gen 10 actually takes place before Gen 8. What about all this evidence before Gen 8?
Dude, I'm
anyway,
laughing about how that person had to have immediately left when they heard the conversation we were having. Like, what the fuck?
So here's the thing. I saw the message right after I made the comment about Piers and Leon. So I don't know if that's... I'm trying to think at what point did they ask that question? Like, did they join, type out, hey, hi, sorry, may I ask? And then they heard the nonsense? Or did they hear the nonsense? Was about to join in, and then they're like, nah, this is too much.
I think when I said B is a little too close to her Machamp, they said, nah. I'm gonna be out of here.
Oh man, I forgot my lead card kind of fire.
I forgot about scrolling through the lead cards, and I'm just like, who are these random, like, I'm scrolling through the names, and then there's just Jim, and I'm like, who's Jim? And it's just a random person. Like, what gym leader is Jim? I forgot my lead card, dude. I just got flashbanged by it. What a good card. What's yours looking like?
Mine's a little homosexual, personally.
Have you seen mine?
Yeah, I saw yours.
I got the heart foil and everything. Oh, it's interesting how I see Kyle's second account. I have his card for his second account. You remember when we were supposed to do the Reggies and we made the second accounts? Remember that?
Dropped the ball on getting ready for that. Hey, listen, we could still do it. We could still do it.
Shiny Reggie race. And without Kyle here, that means we don't even have to...
No, that's what I'm saying. We get him.
Well, we don't even have
Get
to...
him back for it.
We don't even, nobody has to shiny hunt Gigas. We can just do the normal Reggies instead.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
What is Paul reaching for? Are you looking at the card? What does it look like?
Also, what do you mean Sword and Shield came out almost 6 years ago? What do you mean?
It's been a bit.
What do you mean it came out in 2019?
Remember for like a month straight, we just fucking streamed this game like for 12 hours each day?
Yeah, man, that was a blast.
It felt like weird when Scarlet and Violet came out, and I was like, I'm not streaming this shit for like 12 hours, 2 weeks in a row. Like, what the fuck?
And James Scarlet and Violet wasn't any good.
Yeah. People shit on Sword and Shield, but like, if only they knew what they were missing out on. Next gen will be good though. Copium.
Of course, of course.
Well,
how could they possibly make 2 bad games in a row?
So I'm really proud of you for just skirting past that Melanie comment, by the way, Cory.
To be fair, if they haven't set an official age, we don't know.
That's not... That was Clara. That's a completely different character.
No, the joke is that I was saying that about Melanie too. Even though she's got a son that's definitely in his 30s.
She's about to have a son that's a newborn. We have fun here, folks. We have fun here, folks.
Anyway, thanks all for coming out today. Apologies, I suppose.
What the fuck? Why am I staring at this? Come on, fix your OBS, loser. I guarantee you, so that person's account was created on January 1st, 2025, and their icon's a Froakie. I guarantee you they were coming in to be like, hey, you guys are playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. Hey, can you try this team sheet?
Oh, maybe.
I guarantee you. Because, like, every, did I tell you about the psycho YouTube comment I got?
No, what was it?
It was on one of our Paul and Cory talks where we were playing Pokemon. And a dude comes into my comment, and it's like, hey, can I ask something of you? I'm like, yeah, sure, shoot, whatever, man. Like, it's just a random YouTube comment that says, can I ask something of you? I'm like, okay, sure. Dude goes, are you sure about that? Because I've asked a lot of YouTubers, and none of them ever respond to me. And I go, yeah, man, just shoot. And he goes, can you please try this team sheet out on Showdown and like list this like full team sheet? And I just ghosted him because I thought it would be funny.
No YouTubers ever responded to me.
No YouTubers respond to me when I do that. I was like, okay, why don't you ask? Can you do this team sheet? Just fucking ignored his ass. Ugh. Imagine having a profile image on Twitch. I don't think I was live when I was talking about the dude who came into my YouTube chat had an AI buff minion with the shirt that said Nevergoon on it. That was the guy who came into my YouTube chat and was bitching about the game.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Crazy. Alrighty, so do you have anything else today? I think we've covered some strong topics.
yeah. I think so too.
Never
Maybe.
Goon Queen.
Never good.
I recognize this guy. He was dooning for the Joker just last week, and now he's dooning for the Riddler. Batman, you can't say that anymore.
Dude, Rabuka's styling it up.
It is getting down into the teens tonight here, and I don't want to deal
You're
with
doing
that.
what with teens? Cory. Can't say that on Twitch.
I said it's, not I'm. I had a friend one time at work. So what she was trying to say...
don't know if I want to hear this story.
So what she was trying to say is that if she ever has kids one day, that she'll be excited to like hang out with them because like raise someone, like spend time with them, and all that. But what she said was out loud, "I can't wait to hang out with 13-year-olds." And I'm like, you want to run that by me again? I don't think you thought about that phrasing well enough there.
It's funny with this whole recent conversation that we've been having. I booted up Foobar to play some music in the background while I end the stream. And the first song that came up was from Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. The song's name is Troll.
Danganronpa. Trigger happy.
So the first game's good, in my opinion. The first game's really good. The second game is magnifique. It is a masterpiece. But you need to play the first game first, unfortunately.
Okay.
Not unfortunately, but
right.
I mean the first game's still really good. But I think the second.
All right, so I've added them both to my wish list. Next time I have a spare $20, I will.
Yeah, we can do like a Game Grump Let's
get...
Play of it,
Yeah. a good old Game Grumps moment. Oh, I forgot I had Small Saga in my wish list. Have you heard anything about that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a pixel art RPG about like a mouse, I think, that's like trying to kill God. I don't know. I heard it was really good. It came out late last year.
I've never heard
it looks really good.
Ain't never heard of it.
It's called Small Saga. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I can't really think of anything else I have to add. Except Raihan is really hot.
Listen, we have different opinions on who the hottest gym leader is in Sword and Shield, and that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, we can live with it.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Well, hey, let's not go too far. As long as you're not like those freaks, I swear to God, I felt like I was blasted in the face when I was seeing the DLC drop in for Scarlet and Violet, and people were like, Carmine is so hot, dude. Carmine is so... And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this must be like a sincere baddie, like in this deal. And then it was like a fucking 16-year-old, and I'm like, excuse me? Like, hello? I was like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, you got the teacher right there with the ice earrings, whatever the fuck her name is. I'm like, damn. And they're like, the 16-year-old though.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Listen, there are a lot of people that are still in their heart of hearts 15 years old. All right.
Me waiting to play Final Fantasy VII Remake to see Yuffie in a bathing suit and be like, "No, you don't understand. My 13-year-old self would have loved this. I have to do it for myself."
I have to do it for the younger me.
I don't have any clue that you don't know who Carmine is? Yeah, that was the consensus I saw online was either Carmine is the most annoying character or Carmine's the hottest character. Before I played the DLC, and I was like, damn, this must be like a divisive, and then I played it and I was like, what the fuck? People are really saying this shit about this character?
Wait, but But Carmine's a great character.
Well, yeah, but people are like,
I mean,
she's abusive to her brother because she doesn't want to, like, tell him the secrets of their family that she was told by her grandparents not to tell him. I mean, and also, to be fair, people were saying the same thing about What's-Her-Face in the main game, Nimona. People were being freaks about her as well, and that's a teenager. People are weird.
People are weird.
This is why I'm glad I'm off Twitter. Sheesh.
Twitter. Can you believe Twitter's gotten worse?
Yeah. Yes, I can. It's pretty easy to believe.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. That's literally all it's been doing for years.
It's been on a downward trend for a while now.
I'm still on there because it's like the best place to get news for certain retro gaming stuff that I like to keep up with.
People were mean to Gita. Man, that's true. People were fucking saying Gita was a loser the whole time as well. People love to attribute any form of like passion or talent as autism, but the second an autistic character appears in Pokemon, they're like, what the fuck? We hate her. Listen, I can understand by your sounds that you don't necessarily agree with it, but it's fine, you know?
Anyway, the actual best character is Rika.
Is that the one that's like wearing the pantsuits?
Yeah.
It's fair.
I mean, I guess Rika and Dita are a pair because they're obviously lesbians with each other, but...
Is it Rika? I thought that was the gym teacher.
Oh, no, sorry. Rika's the one with the green hair, sorry. I forget the gym teacher's name.
The gym teacher and the fairy or psychic gym leader? They're definitely lesbians. 100%.
So, in my mind, the psychic gym leader and Dita are exes.
Where's the link there?
The psychic gym leader talks about how much she hates Dita.
Yeah, there's half the fucking trainers in Scarlet Violet. You're telling me Gita's had like a marathon run of relationships.
I could see it, yeah.
How are people knacking on fucking kids in Pokemon when the history teacher's literally right there in Scarlet Violet? Like,
bro, the history teacher, the nurse.
My goodness, bro.
Man, the home ec teacher, he's great too.
Blue Sky is chill. You will not find my ass going to Blue Sky. There's 0% chance. There's literally a 0% chance I go to Blue Sky. Melanie's right. I already me and Melanie already got a thing going. That's all I can say. In my headcanon, I'm already like far gone. The therapist is telling me I got to go to the pet itself.
To be fair, he's been saying that since day one.
To be fair. Have you seen the news about the Microsoft creating the actual like they're saying they have a path forward for an actual quantum computing chip, like that they can put like
yeah, I saw a little bit about that.
Me spending millions of dollars to get the top of the line quantum computing chip so I can go into VR and be with my fucking Pokemon waifu or whatever. Yes, finally.
All right, so here's what happens, right? So like you put in the character's name, right? You put in where they're from and whatnot. You spend all this money, locked in, and you're like, I already know I want this, I'm not going to spend the extra for the warranty to get any returns or anything. You go in full VR, and then it's Jordy in there, and you're like, yeah, it's me, Jordy Melanie. If you'd like to meet my mom,
no,
you'd like to...
No, I guess I have to fuck him now. No! The super AI is forcing me to be gay!
Question of the day: does VR cause homosexuality in teens? Let's ask this 28-year-old man. I gotta get out of here. This stream has gone off the deep end.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by.
I mean, if you were here for my earlier streams where I was playing, you would have seen that I already went off the deep end a bit.
I had you on for the whole day, but I just kind of dipped into my chair every now and then as I was doing other stuff, like sharpening my knives. Oh, I made some good potatoes this morning.
There may have been a point where my character came at odds with somebody who was smuggling abortion medicine. And then all the characters... all my side characters are like, well, that's fucked up that you extortioned her for money for fucking being silent about that abortion. And I was like, she was threatening me! Like, what was I supposed to do? Literally, my character said, I don't agree with the law on the ban of this medicine anyway. And then she got mad at me and threatened me. And I said, don't fucking threaten me, bitch. And she's like, here's $700. And I was like, okay. And then all the characters are mad at me. They're like, you fucking pushed her into a corner because she was just trying to get medicine for her abortion. And I'm like, listen! It had nothing to do with that. The game's trying to get me canceled.
Was that? Oh, that must have been right before I joined the chat and made that Paula Tua joke. And then you timed me out. Which removed my mod status.
Yeah. Imagine
so you
not
had to
getting a better reward. Listen, I don't care. I've already fucked up half the quest in that scenario anyway. I didn't make the lady go and live with the goblinoids for no reason to connect with her inner self. It said that I failed the quest or whatever. What can you do?
You failed the quest. Anyway, thanks for coming out today. Maybe we'll be back next week. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
I did go on a rant about immigrants as well, but you missed that, I'm assuming.
Ah! Oh no, OBS closed. My stream's over. Hoo boy.
Listen, it was a joke, dude. It was a joke.
Please tell me twitch.tv/Paggigalo is no longer live. Please tell me.
It is. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. Ropuka's cutting his grass perfectly fine. Seems like everything's going good. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just a you problem.
You know you're still live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I'm live on both. Still.
Oh. Oh no.
Why? Were you gonna say something?
That's so fun. I joined the YouTube chat and the only message is Paggigalo archive test.
Yeah, because every time you start a new stream, you have to pop out the chat and like re-put it into OBS. So I'm testing to make sure that it's connected correctly. Hey, you know, first YouTube chatter, he might have been a fucking loser, but first YouTube chatter, hey. Alright, thanks for coming to the stream. I'm not going to be able to stream from now on. I'm going to get canceled on Twitter, I'm pretty sure, after the 2 streams I had today. So yeah, thanks for coming by.
Honestly, I'm...